Hey guys, what's going on? If you're new here, welcome. My name is BrittanyNichole and today we are doing this look right here, which I am obsessed with, using the new Colourpop Main Squeeze palette. I've had my eye on this for such a long time, and when it finally came back in stock, I scooped it up and I could not wait to create this look for you. So this one couldn't be simple. If you guys have been with me for a while, you know I don't go in with like every shade in the palette. We're going in with mainly 2 shadows in this one, a third just to blend a little bit. So it is so super easy, and we are also using minimal brushes because you guys know how it goes with me. I am not fussy when it comes to eyeshadow, but I also like a very pretty blended look like this. So if you are interested in seeing my thoughts on the Main Squeeze palette and how I got this look right here, go ahead and keep watching. Alright you guys, so I've already prepped my lid. All I did was take a little bit of my concealer. I dotted that on the lid to cancel out any discoloration, and I set that with my Mercier translucent powder. Do whatever works best for you when you prep your eye. If you like an eyeshadow primer, go with an eyeshadow primer. If you don't like to set your concealer, don't set your concealer. Whatever works for you. This is just what provides the best base for blending with me. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my Main Squeeze palette, and we are starting out with Big Gulp. That is this shade right here. I love this color and it blends out beautifully. So I'm taking that on my Morphe M506. It's just a really tiny blending brush, which works well for my small hooded eyes. And I'm gonna take a little tiny bit at a time, make sure to flick off any excess, and I'm gonna start to work this into the outer third. Like, so pigmented, and I went in with the smallest amount of color. So taking this mainly on the outer third, and I'm gonna kind of work it out. You could see how I extended the lid, you know what I mean, the lid, the color on the lid on this eye. I'm gonna do the same thing over here, and I just kind of follow this lower part. That's where I started, and then I just kind of extend it outwards a little bit. So I have, it makes the illusion that I have a larger lid space. Not going in with anything else. I'm just going to kind of work that in. A little bit goes a very long way with this palette. And if you do happen to go out a little too far, I don't think I did, but I just always keep a little like foundation type of brush. I think this is a concealer brush from Smashbox, and I'll just kind of clean up the edges. This is the second time I'm dipping. You can see how far that went. And now I'm gonna just take that right onto the inner corner as well. I don't start right in the like innermost corner. I start a little bit in from there and then fade from there. That's just personal preference. Now the whole key with this for me is starting lightly and then building on top of that. So we'll get up the intensity a little bit, but I just want kind of a groundwork foundation for what everything is gonna look like. I am extending that up over where my mobile lid actually creases. That ends right about here, and I am bringing that up. All right, so once you've kind of blended and built that color up to a point you like, I'm gonna make sure I don't have much of any product left on that same Morphe brush. And I'm just ever so lightly gonna start to carry that, and I'm really using light pressure into my crease. And I really don't want much color in the center where we're gonna lay down the gold. And then with just a brush that really has nothing on it, I'm gonna work out those edges. And then I'll start to build up the pigment once again. From blending, you're gonna lose a little bit, and like I said, I like to build slowly rather than go in really heavy with color. So I'll just start to slowly build back in pigment. Okay, so I'm happy with that for now. I might go in and add a little more color after we add the gold tone, but we're gonna go ahead and do that for now. So I'm taking Juicy Fruit, this color right here. It's gold, but it has like a pink undertone to it. It's so beautiful and plays perfectly with these reddy pinky tones in the palette. So I'm just taking that on my finger. If you really wanted to do like a cut crease, really heavy halo eye, you could go in with concealer, but that's just too heavy for me. As you can see, I really like a blended out kind of, you can't tell where one ends and where one starts type of halo eye situation. So just gonna go ahead and take my finger. You could also use a concealer brush if you wanted to, and I'm pretty much just putting that anywhere I haven't added shadow yet. So it only takes a couple of seconds. It's really, really pigmented, and I don't have a sticky base here. If you had a sticky base, or if you wanted to like spray your brush before you went in, it would be even more pigmented, but I really like it on its own here. I'm taking that right up to my crease area, orbital bone. And then I'm going to take a little bit of maraschino, like a maraschino cherry. That is this middle shade right here. It's a little bit sparkly. And I'm going to put that, again, using the same Morphe brush, right on the edges here, just to tie the two colors in. If you didn't want it as blended as I do, you could totally skip this, but I think this just kind of marries the two shadows really beautifully. Okay, and then with just a big blending brush, this is just a Wet n Wild P20, I'm gonna blend very, very lightly over everything. All right, so I'm gonna leave that like that for now, and I'm gonna repeat the process on my lower lash line. So this is a Sigma Practic pencil brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and take Big Gulp, and I'm gonna work that from outer corner to basically where the iris starts of my eye, and then I'm gonna go in with Juicy Fruit, right? Yeah, Juicy Fruit on the center, which is that gold shade, and then I'll take Big Gulp again and just kind of work a tiny little bit on the inner corner, mostly carrying over Juicy Fruit so it doesn't look too red, like irritated in there. So go ahead and do that. I always do this with a pencil brush, and then I look up. All right, so I'm happy with that for now. We're gonna go in and make some tweaks after I put on my liner. So I'm taking, as you can see on this eye here, a blue liner on my lower lash line. I think it really kind of intensifies my blue eyes, and I don't do this too often, so I figured we're playing with color, let's go all out. So I'm using the LA Girl Ultimate Intense Day Auto Liner in Totally Teal on the lower lash line, and then I'm just gonna do a really thin liner on the upper waterline just so my lashes can blend easier. This is the Essence eyeliner pen. This is so cheap. It's waterproof. It works really well. And then I'm just going to take my Physicians Formula gel black eyeliner on the upper waterline, and then I will apply my lashes, and then I will be right back here with mascara on as well so you guys can see what everything looks like. But this is super simple, super pretty. I love it. All right, you guys, liner is on, mascara is on, and eyelashes are on, and this is the completed look. I could not be more obsessed with this. I did go ahead and highlight the inner corner here with a little bit of my Maybelline Master Chrome. This is the Nikki Tutorials version, but you could use whatever you have. I then took the gold shade in the palette, Juicy Fruit, and I laid that right on top of it just to kind of give it that pinkish duochrome look, and I think it is so stunning. Like I said in the beginning, this one is so easy, you guys. If you are a beginner, I know you can do this one, and if you're advanced, you could frill it up a little bit more, make it a little more intense if you wanted to. You could totally tailor it to whatever you like. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you guys have any questions, as always, please let me know below. I read and try to respond to each and every one of you. Otherwise, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. It helps me know to keep creating them. If you're interested in seeing any more videos from me, please subscribe. It means the absolute world to me, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.